Hello everybody, welcome back to the Helix. Today on the Helix, we'll be covering more Journey into Nyx spoilers. So let's get started. E32, God of Afflictions, is our first spoiler today. And as a 3-mana god, she outshines a lot of her peers in speed. Her ability isn't too shabby either, allowing you to pay 2 mana in order to exile a creature from a graveyard and make a death touch blocker. And overall, I think Epherica is one of the better gods in the set. But Epherica isn't our only new god. Athros, God of Passage, is another powerful 3-mana god. His ability isn't too shabby either, making your opponent choose between 3 of their life, or you getting to return a creature that they just killed. I'll be really curious to see if there's a hyper-aggressive black-white deck that comes out of this card, or will the black-white control decks that currently stand become more creature-oriented in order to make proper use of this card. Moving on to more cards that I'm super excited for. I'm a huge fan of cards like Leyline of Sanctity, which give you cheap protection against certain threats. But in this set, we're getting a few enchantment creatures that give you that anti-meta sideboard cards that you've been needing with the extra utility to where they might make it into the main deck. Our first one is this Human Soldier. It's a 2/1 that gives you hexproof. This is a very important ability as it makes you no longer the first target to your opponent's spells and abilities. Now your opponent will have to go through this guy before they can even think about touching you. Another important enchantment in Magic's past is Rule of Law. Rule of Law stops your opponent from making large plays and keeping you alive. Now that same enchantment is on a 1/4 creature that can do some serious blocking. Another important example of cards like this is Ajani's Mantra, a fairly bad card back when it was in Standard, gaining you 1 life out upkeep. But now in Theros block, it's a 0/5 creature that can block every turn, and is great for just sitting there and gaining new life. But gameplay isn't the only thing that Magic excels at. The flavor of cards also makes them very interesting. Like King Markar here has the Golden Touch, and it would be only even more flavorful if he had a pseudo Death Touch that did the same ability as him untapping. But he's a very flavorful card of Greek mythology, and it's one card that I think a lot of people are going to be happy to see, even though he'll only be turning heads in draft. Well guys, that's today's spoilers. I hope you enjoyed them, and we'll be back later this week. As always, Jesus loves you.